Do you feel that middle school students should be allowed to use cell phones in school? Middle school students should be allowed to use cell phones in school. They can be used to call parents if they need a ride, and they can be used as classroom tools. Of course, the students would have to get teacher permission before using their phones, but once they do, they can research things online. This helps especially if there are not enough computers for everything in the class, and you can get work done faster. You're probably wondering why you should listen to me even though I'm a middle school student myself. Well, I have used a cell phone to do research in class. Middle school students should have cell phones because they can get work done faster. When I used one to do research in history class, I got my work done fast because I didn't have to use a book or try to recall the information in my head. I have also used a cell phone in math as a calculator because there were not enough real calculators in the classroom for every student. If I had not used a calculator on my phone, I would not have been able to do all of the math in the same amount of time as the other students. And this is one reason that middle school students should be able to use cell phones in school. Maybe you would listen to someone who is more important. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says that it is for parents very, very important to know how to reach their children. This is why middle school students should have cell phones, because then parents know exactly how to get into contact with their children. You may think that he is just the mayor, but as mayor, he wants to keep the citizens of New York City happy and safe. In order to do that, he wants middle school students to have their phones with them at all times so they can contact their parents in an emergency, and so the parents can contact their children when needed. If they do not have their phones, they cannot contact their parents to get a ride, which could be a problem causing them to not to be able to get home. Schools all over the country are starting letting students using their cell phones. A growing number of cities, including Los Angeles, California, and Miami, Florida, have decided to allow cell phones in schools. New York City should be next. All of these schools have decided to let children in middle school have cell phones, and it seems to work just fine. Now this tells other schools they can do the same thing and get good results. Schools could set up their own rules for cell phone use, but they can still let children use them. However, some people think that students in middle school should not have cell phones because they are too much of a distraction for students in class. People say that the students would lie and tell the teachers they are using their cell phone for research, but they will be texting instead. Even though that is a reasonable doubt, teachers can make sure that students can't text by having the students use their phones while the phones are laying on their desk. This would help so that teachers can see the students' screens at all times. Therefore, students should be allowed to use the cell phones in class. I hope that after hearing my argument, you agree that middle schoolers should be allowed to have cell phones. I have gotten work done faster by using a cell phone to access the internet and do research. The mayor of New York City thinks it would be best if middle school students had cell phones so that they can get in contact with their families if needed. Also, other schools have allowed phones in their school, and still do. That tells you it was a good idea and not a mistake.